Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to September the 1st. Once again, I leave the old gal a sit. She's going to be nasty again today. That's the most horrible thing, to get a new motorcycle and have it sit. Now, Saturday, which looked like it was going to be good, and Sunday a little iffy. Saturday's supposed to be at 60%. It's going to rain on Saturday. And Sunday's a 20% chance a day. Or chance that day. The rest, for the foreseeable future, it looks like rain. So Sunday, with its 20% chance of rain, is literally my only chance to ride for the next 10 days. Why? Why? It's September. It doesn't get nasty in September around here. Because that's at fault. Anyway, I gotta get to work. Cursed Northwest. But there is like a bright patch trying to come out. See you tonight there, little woman. I will. Well, as you can see, the little woman, she's still under the weather. She's a lot better this morning. She got like massive rest yesterday. Went to bed way early last night. So she's getting plenty of rest. You know, I know it's going to rain today. And at some point I'll be glad I didn't ride. But when you're driving all the way to work, and there's little patchy blue skies, and it's bright and dry out, it kind of bums me out that I'm not on the motorcycle. She's still looking a bit doom and gloom out here. Check it out. Got me a cover for the new toy. What does it mean it's alarm ready? Does it got some... No, I'll have to read up on it. Anyway, we're off and running. It's not raining at the moment, but it's been raining. Somehow or another I lost the lens cap to this thing and I can't figure out what happened to it. It's gonna tick me off if I lost my lens cap. Hopefully it's in the shop somewhere, because I think that's where I started this morning. I'm in Toledo, and it's probably raining harder here than it did on the way home. Dadgummit. I was so hoping I'd get this way, and just for some little reason it was nice and dry. It just wasn't meant to be. Yep. Definitely no riding. Sitting here. The overhang of the hatch of the truck. Well, I was hoping I left my lens cap out here, but I'd have set it right here. I still have my foam ram mount. Of course, that godforsaken heel shifter had to come right off of there. Oh, it's just me out here. It's going to be me again tonight. Kelly went to sleep. She's planning on going to work tomorrow. And she's going to get some... She went to sleep. I'm not going to wake her up. It's already 20 to 9. I'm just going to let her sleep. But anyway, I got the ram mount in the same place as it was on the other Street Glide. 1 second, I'll pop the phone out. Hang tight. It's about dropped you. But you can see how it's in there. This is the hard mount style. And this is just the, I think they refer to it as the 1-inch extension, RAM extension. And this is actually for the smaller phones. But I just like the way they hold the phones. I had the life-proof case on my 6 Plus S or 6S Plus, whatever the thing's called, whatever the current one is. And the life-proof case was pretty tricky to get in and out of there. It was pretty tight. That was pushing it. You'll see how, well, just keep that in mind. This is what the one that's supposed to be for it. The thing's huge. So this one grabs like the outer edges, towards the top and bottom. And that other one fits in the middle. They both do a good job. Ram mount is now including one of those rubberized sticker that says Ram mount on it real big. But all these that I purchased were prior to that. And one of the good things about them, the new ones coming with that, I'm sure they would send me the little emblem if I asked. But it does that. It leaves, this is that high dollar leather case from Apple. It leaves the rings on it. But my next thing here is to see how the cover fits. I'll just do a trial fit just to make sure it does fit, because I don't want to get it dirty or anything. Because if I need to go to next size up or maybe a size down, I need to know now so I can take it back to work. Well, I don't guess it could be any bigger or any smaller. Not sure I like the big gaudy advertisement thing on there, but I guess that's alright. Anyway, it does fit. And it covers everything. Alright, so there's the cover. Now that I put the cover on out in the floor, I gotta take the cover off, move the bike back, and then cover it back up again. That wasn't very smart of me, was it? Well, I wanted to show you guys anyway, so just a quick little thing. That's the soft material, and that was laying pretty much across the shield in the front of the fairing. So, all right, I'm happy with that. Alrighty then. So, like I said, it's just gonna be me again tonight. She's resting nice and peaceful. I'm not gonna bug her. You got Leo's all cuddled in there beside her. They're all them two are knotted together. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. I should go in there and take a picture or something, but she'd really get pissed off if I did that. But yeah, Leo's keeping her company. Abby's up there with her half the time. It's very cute. But anyway, I wanted to take a moment, and I told you guys, I wanted to talk about the experience of buying this thing. Like last time, it was fantastic, and even from another dealer, 3.5 years ago, a little over 3 years ago when I bought the iron. There's just, I don't know if Harley sets this up or if it's just the people that work. It's just such a friendly environment. I just haven't gone into a Harley shop yet that it's just not this, not biker. And some people take that in the wrong way. I mean, people that are motorcycle enthusiasts. And, and you never go into a Harley store that literally everyone that works there, even the gals, in the office and stuff, they all ride something. It's crazy. Everybody's an enthusiast. And for the most part, they are in the places I've worked, but you'd be surprised how many people don't even have a motorcycle endorsement to ride. So it's kind of bizarre. I went there, I was invited to go down there and ride those, which I did, and I had no idea that it was going to be that much of a change. In fact, it's really useless footage now because I was trying to do a motovlog and the daily vlog of that day, but I kind of got overly sidetracked by riding the bikes, and I was so shocked. I had no idea it was going to be that different, these things, just everything about it was so different. It looks the same. Well, if you look at the motor, it's totally different, but same Harley theme, But when you're riding it, you feel like you're sitting on the same bike, and you take off, and you're just like, what? What the hell's going on here? There's a little bit of a difference in sound. You hear a whirring sound. I don't know if that's the spring-loaded gear on the counterbalancer that rides right in front of the crank. In fact, the weight of the counterbalance actually falls in the crank halves, the way it's timed. But anyway, I don't know if it's the whir from that, because I know the Japanese bikes that have it's a spring-loaded gear to stop, gear lash. Well, that makes a whirring sound. The new top end, it's still push rod. I can't see that top end making a whirring sound. So the whirring sound, I'm almost positive is coming from the gear-driven counterbalancer. One gear-driven counterbalancer. It's not them great, big, massive, chain-driven dual balancers of the B motors, And the way it works, it still gives it that classic Harley feeling, but a little less, but still very, very, very soothing. You're riding a Harley. There's no question you're you're sitting on a Harley, you know, but it's different. But anyway, kind of got sidetracked with that, and I knew it was going to be dark before I left, so the motovlog thing kind of got thrown out. But on the way there, I was saying that you know, I basically have no equity in mine. You know, I spent a year paying interest and all the accessories I bought. Is the way I see it in my head. Because after a year, I was pretty close to the retail price of a standard street glide, which was, you know, over what, you know, average retail of the bike is. But anyway, there's no way. I mean, I love these things, and it's just like, wow, I'm going to have to wait a year or 2 years or whenever. And you know, Rob goes, well, let's talk about this thing, you know. And I'm like, you know, we'd already kind of been texting back and forth. I told him, you know, what my payoff was on it, and he's like, yeah, well, you know, wow, it's gonna be kind of hard to trade that in, you know, not without, you know, a huge, you know, I would have one very expensive motorcycle, you know how that is. You push that over to the new loan. Now you're like hugely upside down. Now you're gonna have to keep that thing for about 5 years, or make double payments every month or something, you know. But anyway, we started pushing numbers around. Next thing I know, I'm like, wow, I can do this. But I mean, they helped me out in the. I just can't believe that I can't go into details, because if I go into details, and one, you know, everybody's going to run in there, well, you gave Shawn Smoak that deal. You know, every situation, every bike, every trade-in, you know, it's a different thing. There's no, you know, bias towards whatever. But anyway, without going into details, they made this happen. And I essentially started my loan over again from last year. Basically, what I've lost was a year worth of payments, because I'm starting back off where I started a year ago or 13 months ago. And payments are just a little tiny bit more. And I've got a brand new, and I don't mean, it's obviously it's new. It's a 2017. It's the newest version. It's actually 2 model years newer than mine. But it's more than that. As you've heard me rattle on, it is a different motorcycle. It is a completely new power plant. The frame, the geometry of the, if you look and do a comparison thing on Harley's site, the geometry is the same, you know, rake trail, that kind of stuff is all the same, but just looking around the frame, you see all kinds of differences on it. So, you know, even if they changed a motor mount, it is a different and new frame. And it's, without question, a new frame. I see some gusseting in places that mine didn't have. I can go on forever pointing out the differences on it. But it's not the same frame. Just because it has the same rake and trail, and doesn't mean it's the same frame. It can't be the same frame. The motor's different. Even how it's sitting in there is slightly different. The transmission's different. I don't know if you know that. The transmission's completely different. I mean, completely different. What all's happening inside. Oh, and the other thing, that first gear whine that sounded like an old truck and granny gear, that row, 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 that all of the 14 through 16 Project Rushmore bikes did. Magically, it's gone on this one. Just not there. If you drop into first gear too soon, obviously the ratio of those gears are going to make a whining sound, but nothing like my 15 did. But yeah, I just can't give a bigger shout out to Joey, the GM, and Rob, the sales assistant. I know he seems to be one of the top guys. I'm sure he probably is the top guy. Anybody that nice, that doesn't push you and shove you along, is going to do very, very well. Nothing like a pushy salesman to have a short career. They piss enough people off that, you know who I'm talking about. You get a pushy salesman, you go back a year later, and that person's not even there anymore. But anyway, Rob, Joey, awesome people. Rob even took my my Gremlin bell off and texted me a picture of it. He goes, "You forgot something." He goes, "I'll keep it in my desk drawer until you make it up here again." I mean, how cool is that? I mean, why would you even do something like that? I'm surprised that, somebody didn't just clip the thing off and toss it in the trash. You know, you can't like give it to any. Well, I guess, but it's already been given to somebody. There's probably some bad mojo to, you know, switching gremlin bells around. But anyway, fantastic experience. Love these people. Everything is great. All you see is happy customers coming and going. They're buying motorcycles. Man, it's just crazy the amount of motorcycles that go through there. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's like our store with little, you know, fairly inexpensive little dirt bikes and quads and stuff. They're flying out of there like crazy. But they're doing it with very expensive motorcycles. People just buying them like they're, you know, they'll be out forever. Last chance. Get a motorcycle now. They'll be gone forever. Woof, the crowd comes rushing. Anyway, I've rattled on a long time. I just wanted to just give those guys a shout out, you know, because, I mean, I really, in my mind, this was never going to happen. And they showed me it could happen, was shuffling some numbers around. And, man, I just couldn't be happier. Absolutely couldn't be happier. One of the things I never did with my denim black Street Glide, I never just come walking out here and just stared at it. Just sat there and stared at it. It's not, I mean, you guys may think it looks very flashy, but it's not one of those just, you know, a glowing parade float going down the road and everybody's going to be gawking. It's not that kind of thing that, you know, you could just kind of buzz through, and if you're into motorcycles, you'll look at it and go, oh, that's pretty cool. Otherwise, you just hear a motorcycle go by for the most part. But very beautiful, but in kind of a secluded way. I love how that deep candy color of that thing is. It's like bright in certain spots and dark in others. It's just fantastic. Love this thing. Now, I don't know if you can probably hear the rain pounding on the roof out there. It's just pouring. But gutters, who knows, there's probably leaves in those things already, because I do hear one that's probably making more noise than it should. But anyway, I wanted to give those guys a shout out. A bunch of you guys have gone there apparently. Keep doing that. That's way cool of you. And I'm not, you know, taking any love away from where I work. You know, you guys need Spyders, slingshots, BMWs, whatever. Obviously, you're going to come my way because you do. You know, and in the Harley world of things, you're just not going to beat these guys. They're just fantastic. Nothing else. You're going to have fun when you go there. Everybody is happy, really super happy, and you can tell it's not an act. You can absolutely tell it's not an act. They're just having a good time. It's just the craziest thing. But anyway, love those guys. And I've talked to you for a long time. I'm going to roll out. Made a very long goodbye vlog, I guess you can call it, with me sitting here by myself. But anyway, we'll chit-chat with you kind folks later. We'll see you tomorrow. And Kelly says come hell or high water, she's going to work tomorrow. So she's been resting all day. And she's fine. She was getting, you know, the evening thing, she was getting worse. And it's that typical, you know, humid, that nights are when you got a bad cold like that. So she was kind of crashing down. I'm going to bed. So I'm not going to bug her. So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. And thanks for blowing up the comments and the likes and everything with this bike. Apparently you guys like it as much as I do. I can't wait to take you guys out for rides on it. It's coming. I told you a story about a 2-week thing with a CB750F I bought in 1981. Looking at the weather, I've got a 2-week span here of not riding this thing. I wish I'd have never told you that story. I think I jinxed myself. But Sunday, there's a 20% chance of rain. Maybe somewhere in there I can get a block and get out. Otherwise, through Saturday and Monday onward, rain, 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 rain. So it's the Pacific Northwest, and I got bitten by the Pacific Northwest bike purchase curse. You buy a bike, it's going to rain. So anyway, I got to let you guys go. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you now. Bye-bye.